6-1, no Cristiano Ronaldo in the starting 11, but all the headlines, and rightly so, will go to 21-year-old Gonçalo Ramos scoring a hat-trick on his first World Cup start. That is Portugal progressing now, and there is a lot to talk about when it comes to this game. Don't forget, ESPN FC on ESPN Plus is presented by the all-new Honda CR-V hybrids. All right, let's get to this game then.
Switzerland are hard to beat, you know.
Are they?
Were you surprised to see Ronaldo on the bench?
Knew we were going there. You know, I'll tell you.
How did you know that?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you another way. I was pleased to see Ronaldo on the bench. And this is not the ESPN FC anti-Ronaldo. I was up to there with the guy. I think most people are up to, you know, their forehead with this fella. I think finally we've found out who the boss of Portugal finally is. And it's not Cristiano Ronaldo, it's Fernando Santos. For years and years and years, he's been at the behest of his star. And he's finally thrown that out and gone, no. No, no, no. And I know there was some talk about the previous time when he came off. This is purely a performance-based decision. Purely. And he was vindicated with bells on it. Can't say no more than that.
Ale, you said there is no way, you said he should, but that there is no way Fernando Santos will leave Ronaldo on the bench.
In fact, I'll go as far as to say that there is zero chance that Fernando Santos leaves Ronaldo on the bench, that Ronaldo would be on the field and would be the captain for Portugal. And the reason I said that is because, historically, we thought of Fernando Santos as a very conservative guy. And this is not a conservative decision. Now, whether we thought that Portugal would be better with Ronaldo on the field or not, I think we all agree that a version of Portugal would be better because of the talent that they have available. But it's a conversation that went beyond that. While we sit comfortably in this studio and say, you know what, Fernando Santos, we think you should bench Ronaldo. To be able to make that decision for Portugal in a knockout stage of a World Cup, that says a lot about Fernando Santos himself and saying, I think this is best for the group. I think this gives us a chance not only to win this match, but to win this competition, to win the World Cup. And while the decision makes sense, it's still a gigantic decision. It shows some fortitude from Fernando Santos to be able to do this. Because as we saw in this game, even watching it from TV, the attention, whatever happened on the field, the first thing that we're going to watch is the reaction of Ronaldo over here. And that is going to continue to happen. So the best thing that could have happened for Fernando Santos is Gonçalo Ramos not only scoring, but scoring a hat-trick. It's a dream decision or a dream result for a big decision by Fernando Santos.
A huge decision, Luis Garcia, and he was absolutely vindicated, the Portugal coach, because look at what Gonçalo Ramos did.
Yeah, and not only Gonçalo Ramos, the whole team, I think, got the beneficiation of this situation. I think it's been a couple of warnings of Ronaldo doing some different talks and pointing things and players, and at the end, I think he just decided to let's move on, let's try to do this because it's gonna be good for the team. We need a player who can play and run to the spaces, who can live with the players up front, and they found that he's the perfect player. I mean, he's got that composure when he's inside the box. He knows how to move in between the lines. The connection with the other players, with João Félix, with Fernandes, with Silva, has been fantastic. And you can see the way, the body language that he's got. Always quiet, always calm. I think it was a fantastic move. I don't want to take any credit from this Portugal side, but definitely we didn't see the best Switzerland. We didn't see the Switzerland that won in the previous game. And I think that Portugal side, with all these chaotic movements all around, all this freedom in the last there, I think they got advantage of that. And, well, it was a massive result for them.
Talk about mental strength. Gonçalo Ramos, 21 years old, knowing all eyes will be on you. Cristiano Ronaldo has been benched, and then to go and do that, is that a new breakout star for the World Cup?
And he has been scoring goals for Benfica, but that's a big step up, isn't it? Big shoes to fill. And he filled them with aplomb. I can only just imagine every time that a goal, and the Portugal bench ran down to the touchline. Ronaldo must have been trying to hold like 10 of them back. Going, no, I'm going to have to go. He had to follow them, otherwise he knew the cameras were on him, and the story would have been Ronaldo not celebrating. Look, it freed up, and Luis just mentioned it. It just seemed to free up Portugal. We had a youngster with obviously great goal-scoring talent, good movement, good runs. We saw the best of João Felix. You know, he just looked as if he had a weight off his shoulders. Bernardo Silva, you know, Bruno Fernandes, all these guys. It wasn't like they were looking for Ronaldo. Where is he? And he's getting upset if we're not getting the ball to him. No, it was about the collective, and that was absolutely brilliant. What Fernando Santos has done, however long he remains in this job, and however long they remain in this tournament, he's just said to the rest of this team, nobody is undroppable. Nobody is undroppable. And I do have options. And they were superb. But, I think that Cristiano Ronaldo said about the Man United stuff, I don't respect Eric Ten Hag, blah, 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 blah. And we know why, generally. He can throw all the nonsense around because he wasn't playing. Now he has it from his international manager. Does he respect him? We're going to find out.
So what will we find out next, though, Jules? Will he start in the next game, Cristiano Ronaldo, or does it stay this way?
Does he start?
You can't drop Gonzalo Ramos now after scoring a hat-trick. And by the way, there's an assist as well on the Guerrero goal. You can't drop him, it's impossible. So maybe Cristiano was hoping that the move and the call would backlash, and then that he would be called back almost as a savior in the quarterfinal, saying we actually need him. Look, we played without him, it didn't work out. It worked better without him than with him. So now you have to go with the same team again. Yeah, maybe you can look at your options at full-backs, for example. You can maybe move... Neves can come back, for example, if you want, in midfield instead of Carvalho. There's a few things you can do, but you can't drop Gonzalo Ramos right now. Gonzalo Ramos has earned the right, and rightly so, to play in the quarterfinals, and then potentially even more than that if he continues playing the way he did. And it's, again, not just the goals and the assists tonight. It's everything else that he did. It's all the running, all the pressing, all the things that Cristiano didn't do anymore.
Did Switzerland not turn up then tonight, Shaka?
No, they didn't. I thought they were very poor. Not trying to take anything away from Portugal. But as much as Switzerland were really poor, I think credit goes to this Portuguese team, which everybody has discussed, from the starting lineup to how you manage that Cristiano Ronaldo situation, let's call it, to Gonzalo Ramos coming in and having the impact that he did, to a Portugal team that's finding their best performance. As good as they were in the group stage, I thought this was easily their best performance of the tournament so far. So Switzerland will go home, tail between the legs, rightly so, but I don't think that's the story. The story here is a Portuguese team that continues to grow, continues to change who they are, and credit to Fernando Santos. I, as well, didn't think he had it in him to leave out Ronaldo as he did, but no, quite clearly there's no turning back.
There's no way back.
There's zero chance.
No.
Zero chance.
And also the fact I don't know if there's any injury involved, but he was able to leave out João Cancelo, who is a terrific fullback. Not that Guerrero's not, but it's a different kind of player. Maybe he was worried about Cancelo's defensive deficiencies. But Switzerland never offered a lot. But can you imagine him changing that team now?
No, please.
6-1. 6-1. How they played in the middle of the park, how they played an attacking unit. Yeah, look, Pepe, he's almost 40. It's not easy, playing against pace. They might be exposed, but has he other options? He clearly doesn't think he has better options, otherwise he would have played them. But as for the rest, if you win 6-1 and play in that fashion, I just don't see a way. Ronaldo stuff is definitely not changing, but I just don't see how you're going to tinker with the midfield or the fullbacks or anything else. That would be micromanaging.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.